Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. Something that was sent by Kizer that was just in its own package, which is rare. Usually they send me huge dump truck loads of trucks, but this is, I believe, part of their X series or their ultra premium line, which has been hit or miss in the past. But it's still something that I'm very interested in because sometimes they do really, really neat stuff. So I'm going to open this up and give you guys my first impressions today. Not a review, just first impressions. I will link this down in the description so that you guys can check it out if you want to. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you. Thanks to Kizer for sending it in. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. And make sure your notifications are turned on for the Metal Complex YouTube channel. Think you're subscribed? You better check. Sometimes YouTube, glitches out and unsubscribes people. This is the Mithril. The Mithril. So we have M390, hand brushed, and DLC Ultra, whatever Ultra means, carbon fiber, and it's a button lock, which is not the most, far from the most interesting locking system, but we don't judge knives purely based on their locking systems. We base them, or we judge them based on the whole package. Oh, we have a little card here. The Mithril limited edition. 200 of these are made or will be made. Are made. Okay. No additional information there that we need to take a look at. Okay. Let's see what we've got. It says carbon fiber, but it also feels, it's laid in. Okay. That's pretty neat. Look at this. Very, very cool. This is the type of stuff that I like to see on knives like this. Now, I don't know what the price tag is, right? But if we're gonna be, making knives in this X series, the X series implies like this is outside of the norm for our premium knives, right? It's not just two slabs of titanium and M390 and we call it a premium knife. I mean, I guess I'd base on paper, somebody could still label it that way, but no, we have a little extra going on here. We have some beautiful textured carbon fiber that has been very, very precision laid into, there was a sloppy way to say that. In a very precise way, it has been laid into the surrounding titanium, actually looks incredible. We have an interesting setup here with the two pieces here, the two scales as they come together. We have some interesting milling here. And we have a backspacer that is floating with some pins there, a nice gold titanium. We have a pocket clip that I think it might just be like the X series pocket clip. I see it on a lot of different stuff. This is a thumb disc deployer. And then look at this interesting button here. It looks almost like it's zirconium. I'm not sure on that. And then the piece that's here almost looks like it might glow. Do I have a flashlight handy? We do. Hold on a second here. Let's, I'm not going to turn the lights all the way off. I just want to see what's actually happening. I know I should get a UV light. Yes, it does. Yes, it does glow. That is neat. I love little things like this. It's not a big deal. It's not like a hyper expensive thing to add into. I'll go ahead and turn the lights all the way off. It's not a hyper expensive thing to add to a knife, and it doesn't really play the biggest role. But I appreciate, with Kizer, a lot of times when it's like we're gonna do ultra premium territory, the way that some of these companies sort of organize their different tiers seems like, in many cases, an excuse to slowly begin to charge more for the same thing that they have always sold us. And we are pretty aware of this, right? We've seen companies do this in the past, and it's like you're just restructuring and relabeling things so that you can justify charging more, right? Yeah. They're trying to survive as a business. They're trying to make money. Unfortunately, the hardcore knife enthusiasts that are their direct buying audience are usually pretty aware of this. Kizer here is legitimately doing things that you don't typically see, right? Now, the price may be, I haven't seen the price yet. Maybe it's outrageous. At the very least, there is a little more effort here. There's a little bit more of a unique design process. And of course, adding the little button is a nice touch. Oh my God, shut up, Complex, and open up the blade. And also with the blade, this is something that I very much appreciate. In fact, this knife, despite being but a simple button lock, is actually pretty cool. We have a compound. Oh, I know the weebs are going to get mad if I say Japanese Tanto. I don't know. I guess it's more. Is it more Japanese Tanto than American Tanto? I don't know. You tell me. But we have a compound. It's a hollow ground initial edge, and then the secondary edge of the Tanto is flat. That's pretty cool. It's a good looking blade, DLC coated. The button lock works really well. And, truthfully, pretty nice detent. For a button lock, for a plunge lock, right? There's no detent ball. The button lock itself. Little bit of a squish at the end, but I think at the end, I think that's probably lubrication. It's actually very easy to depress. I think there's some lubrication in the slot where the button here. You hear it? That's what it sounds like. Probably just take it out and wipe it down, right? And there's probably some lubrication in the slot where the plunge lock actually engages. But the actual depression of the button and the pivot action, like the bearing action, is actually really good. And especially, really, right here, the detent. It's nice. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Unfortunately, I think this might end up. And here's the thing. We're looking at M390. The cherry on top is if they had done something different with the blade steel. Had they done M398, right, or ZDP, or, something a little different, then, if this product ends up being north of 300, which I very much believe that it might. I haven't looked at the price tag yet. Obviously, by the time you're watching this video, I've already seen it, right? This was recorded likely, over a week ago before it ever went public. But the description will have the appropriate links in there. It might be north of 300, but let's go over, my checklist, which is a little, it's not perfect. It's a little foggy. North of 300, I definitely like to see things like compound blades and DLC coatings, especially satin finish DLC coatings, right? On top of that, I love to see inlays, texturing, and contouring. We have two of those. We do not have... Boy, it might actually be subtly contoured. I don't know. This feels very flat to me. If it is contoured, it is so subtle I can barely tell. Ergonomically, it feels really good. It does feel flat. I prefer to see inlays, texturing, different types of materials, right? Contouring, all of that. We have that mostly. We also have some interesting work on the spine. I am not sure if the frame itself is actually DLC coated. It might just be PVD. Nice solid lockup too. Plus the glow button and potentially zirconium on the collar of the button. I'm not 100% sure there. And it doesn't really say... doesn't say anything about there being zirconium on the button, so that might just be hoping and wishing there. It does check a lot of those boxes from what I look for. Can you get titanium and M390 for $200? You certainly can. You usually don't get this level of detail, plus the DLC, plus the compound blade, plus that you don't get all that, right? You could say, well, Complex, I don't want all that stuff. Well, that's fine then. You have like a million options. But those elements do add costs, right? So when we're looking at, yes, even a high-end Chinese production knife, when we're going to go north of 300, this is what I expect to see. Kunwu is usually the company that I use as the example. Like they do have many knives that go over $300, and they do a really good job of delivering elements that we don't typically see at 300. We see a lot of laziness a little over 300 in the Chinese knife world. Kunwu does a good job. So, comparing against a lot of those Kunwu knives that I have, applauded, this is pretty good. Pretty good. Don't know what the price tag is. If it's under 300, massive W. If Kizer did this for less than $300, wonderful. You don't even have to wait for the review. If you like it, I'd say go for it, right? But as it sits, I will be back in a week or two covering this knife. Obviously, I never actually go away. You'll get content from me every day. But in terms of this knife, I'll be back in a week or two with my final review. So anyways, links in the description for this, guys. Thanks again to Kizer's. Links in the description for this, guys. Thanks to Kizer for sending it in. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.